Canelo Alvarez will fight Avni Yildirim, followed by Billy Joe Saunders. Knuckleheads, when the biggest star in boxing lays out his plans, everybody wants to know what they are and everybody pays attention. And that's why we're making this video, because it seems that Canelo Alvarez has indicated who his next two opponents are, and I wanted to discuss it with you guys and give you my opinion on it. So first and foremost, it looks like Canelo has decided upon Avni Yildirim for February 27th. It's going to be a homecoming fight in Mexico, his own country. This should be a crazy event, especially considering he has not fought there since he beat Kermit Cintron back in 2011. So this should be a wild one. And that's going to be followed up with a unification fight against Billy Joe Saunders in May, no doubt sometime around the Mexican holiday of Cinco de Mayo. As we all know, Canelo loves to fight on the Mexican holiday, Cinco de Mayo, and then Mexican Independence Day. So that's a huge fight when and if it happens. So a lot of people, first and foremost, may not like the fact that he's taking on Avni Yildirim next. Let me explain to you guys why it makes sense to me, right? First and foremost, Canelo Alvarez is a guy who sets his goals and goes after them. And that's something I really admire about the guy. You know, you don't get into Canelo Alvarez's position being a goofball that just wings it. You got to make plans, you got to set a goal, and you got to go after it. And Canelo Alvarez has indicated to anybody that will listen that his next goal is to become the unified 168-pound champion. So he picked up his vacant WBC super middleweight title bout against Callum Smith, right? And the next move against Avni Yildirim is to fend off the WBC. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, Avni Yildirim is the number one mandatory, he's Canelo Alvarez's mandatory bout for the WBC. So if he satisfies that, then he can fend off the WBC for a while in his quest to unify the 168-pound division. Now, a lot of people, again, they might not like the fight. Of course, Avni Yildirim is not like a known commodity in the West, but nonetheless, he's currently ranked number 2 in the WBC super middleweight rankings. And you can't give it to the number 1 in David Benavidez because he was stripped of the title for missing weight in August, right? And, Avni Yildirim leaves a bad taste in a lot of our mouths because I believe he's coming off a loss to Anthony Durrell, but you can't give it to Durrell because Benavidez beat Durrell. So it's a bit of a sticky situation, but if you understand Canelo's goals in unifying the 168-pound division, it makes a lot of sense. This will allow him to keep his WBC super middleweight title. It'll allow him to fend off the WBC at least until he tries to collect all the other belts. And it's also a great homecoming fight. I mean, look, you don't want to go home after not being there for 9 years the way Canelo has and get into a fight that you could potentially lose. So I think it's a smart all-around decision from Canelo. Of course, I would like to see him go straight into a fight against Billy Joe Saunders or Caleb Plant or somebody like that. But look, Canelo just had his first fight at 168. He looked spectacular, but he was dropping down from 175. Let's not forget what happened to Roy Jones when he dropped down from conquering the heavyweight division. I know it's not as extreme of a drop, but you still got to acclimate, right? So he looked good against Callum Smith, but Callum Smith did not have a lot of experience and was, I think, very nervous under the lights, let's say. So I don't see anything wrong with Canelo taking on Avni Yildirim next, considering he's the mandatory, considering Canelo still has to acclimate to this division, if you ask me, and considering it's a great homecoming fight that allows him to fend off the WBC for a while and continue his conquest of the 168-pound division. Just all around, the circumstances to me make a lot of sense. That being said, I think obviously the juicier fight is the one that comes afterwards, the one against Billy Joe Saunders, which is supposed to happen in May. But if he's fighting Billy Joe Saunders in May, then what's Billy Joe Saunders going to be doing in the meantime? I don't think that Billy Joe Saunders is going to fight Demetrius Andrade in the meantime. And I say that because if you've already been confirmed as a winner of the Canelo sweepstakes, what you're doing is you're probably sitting around and praying for that fight to happen, and to keep yourself, you're probably keeping yourself out of any situation that would compromise that position. So I think, unfortunately, Demetrius Andrade will not be fighting Billy Joe Saunders. That's a fight I think a lot of people thought might happen in the interim. I don't think so. I don't think Saunders takes a fight like that. I think if he does stay active in 2021, prior to that Canelo bout, it's probably against much more limited opposition. So that being said, I wanted to ask you guys, because this is not set in stone. I mean, this is a rumor, but it sounds like a very strong rumor. So I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think about this trajectory for Canelo? Do you think it's smart? Do you not like his choices? Do you feel like he's ducking? Tell me what you guys think. After you write that in the comment below, hit the like button, then hit the subscribe button to join the channel. Click the bell notification icon so you know when we drop a video, and also get your Fighters Rep gear and the link below. Soon, knuckleheads, starting on January 1st in the new year, we'll have a join button below where for just $5 a month you can help me not only build this channel, but build the only kickboxing promotion that matters, Fighters Rep Promotions, as an official knucklehead. When you join the channel, you'll become an official knucklehead. As an official knucklehead, you'll have access to our live fights. You'll have access to monthly meetings where we'll discuss the promotion. You'll get discounts to all the Fighters Rep gear below. You'll get a badge and you'll get a shout out on the channel, letting people know that you are an official knucklehead and helping us build. Knuckleheads, I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say. This should be a good one.